Hello, everybody. We're finally back to 3D modeling. I know it's kind of crazy. For a second, I forgot that I was a 3D modeling guy because I've done it so little. Um, I have a whole stack of things that I want to model here. And I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to get through today, but it should be kind of fun. Um, I think I said this in previous streams, but I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. I'm going to start the music. Let me know how the audio is, and I'll adjust as we go. Might be a little loud. Ah, sorry. I'm really struggling with my back, so you might see me like adjusting like crazy. That's because my back is completely shot, and it has been pretty horrible dealing with it. Anyway, so I recently went on 2 Orlando vacations. I went to Epic Universe in November, and then I went to Disney, and we went on a cruise in over Christmas. And one of the reasons that I like going on the cruises, besides the fact that the cruises are just fun in general, is that theme parks are really what inspires me creatively, I've found. And so I always like to look at stuff at the parks and be like, oh, I could make that, or I could 3D print that, or is there a way that I could turn that into something like physical and tangible, or like if I see a picture or art, and you'll see that in the stuff that I have planned for today. And that ends up being what's on my Etsy, because it seems like a lot of people seem to like what I make, and for the same reasons that I like making it to begin with. So I haven't actually showed this off yet, but on this most recent cruise, I had these Mickey waffle magnets that I made, and these will be added to my Etsy pretty soon. I think I'm going to add them this weekend. So if you are interested in them, then you can pick them up from me soon, and I should have a video out for them maybe next week. Yeah, I think I'll have them out next week. Anyway, so what these are based off of the waffles that are made at Disney. They are made to look like Mickey's face. I realize my reference here only shows the Mickey bar, which I am going to be making today. But so aside from the actual magnet, I also made this little like splat of butter. And in the final print, I actually angled it so that the butter is like off to the side. Let me, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually pull up the finalized one, because I realize that the model doesn't quite show off everything I want to. Disney. There it is. I have a lot of Disney videos that I haven't shown off yet. So there we go. Now go to OBS. Going to tweak this. It's cropped weird. I'm sorry about that. So here is what the finalized Mickey waffles look like. I am very proud of the butter. You can see if I swap to, I think the source is after. But you can see the pat of butter. The drip actually corresponds with Mickey's brow. And so I just think it looks really cute, because it looks like the butter is actually pooling into the parts of the Mickey waffle. I am so proud of how these turned out, and they were amazing and super cute on the cruise. And like I said, those will be added to my Etsy shortly. But because I already had the model for the Mickey head, I plan today to turn the Mickey head that I already made into a Mickey ice cream bar. And this one will be added to my Etsy shop later on. I won't be... I want to get the waffle up first. But this will be added later. And the reason that I'm adding it later is because I would like to print a section on the ear where it's like eaten, like there's a bite taken out of it, and you can see the ice cream in the middle. So that I want to save for a printer that I don't even have yet. So we're gonna wait a little bit on that. So what I want to do is I want to copy this drawing. Oh, duplicate. I could just duplicate it. Okay, sick. So this then I can rename to waffle. And this I can rename to ice cream. Now for the ice cream, I do not need the butter. But I do need, yep, I want to delete those. So I don't think that I only need one of these. So I'll keep the extruded face. And then all of this stuff I can delete. Basically, I could just delete everything past the face. So coming in here into the sketch, you can actually see the bones of how I made this. So I drew this on my iPad and imported it as a sketch. So I can actually just get rid of everything after this. Boom. So this is what it will look like. I think I want to see if I can increase the fillet, although I think it's gonna be angry the more and it's odd. I don't know why that's doing that. Could I do something like crazy? Oh, I could. That kind of looks like a balloon almost, though. I don't think I want to be that. Hold on. What's up with this area right here? Ah, that's it. All right, I want to fix this up. Let's see if I can trim some of that. Go. I don't like that. I think that's pretty fixed. What about you? You're okay. What about you? You're okay. And you're looking a little odd down there. Yeah, I think I want to get rid of you. And can I just... Okay, good. That should have married those two. Okay. Okay. Good. Let's see how that looks. Pretty good. I think right here looks a little bit odd, but I don't think there's much more that I can do to fix it. And it doesn't actually look that... It looks worse on the actual model than it does in person. But I do want more of a fillet because the actual ice cream bar is very rounded. And then the easiest thing. So basically it's done for the first one. Now what I would kind of like to do is as the reference shows, I'm wondering if it would look kind of cute with a little bit of shine on it. I'm probably overcomplicating it. I probably don't want to go that far because I think on the physical model it's going to look a little bit weird. So instead I'm going to move to the extrude is how much? 10. So in between would be 5. So I want to open up my plane and I want to make a new offset plane and I want that to be 5 from... Yep, and that should cut it right in half. Now because of the fillet, it's not exactly half. Let's do 4 instead. Yeah, that looks more like half. Now 4 is it? Okay. Now I want to click on this new plane, make a new sketch, and I want a top view. So realistically, it doesn't matter where this connects, but I'd like this to connect with the face here. Whoop. So I'm actually going to leave this sketch for right now, go back to this sketch, and I want to dimension this down to like here. And that number I'm going to save. So 37.746. Then go back to here, dimension this line, and it's going to be 37.746, just like I said. And then that should be, yep, right where I want it. It's connected there, perfect. Now this construction line, so for those of you that don't know, the dotted line is what in CAD modeling we call a construction line, which means that when I go to actually finalize the model, it won't make this it won't treat it as a real line, but I can use it to build other stuff off of. So now I want a center point rectangle, and I'm just kind of gonna eyeball it based off of my reference. Now in real life the stick is much bigger, but I think you know what, hold on. I don't think I want a center point rectangle. I think I want a corner rectangle, and I'm just going to have to I think 25 might be our golden number. That looks pretty good, I think. Now, the thickness is the thing that's going to be important. So this is almost 3 exactly. Let's go with 4 and see how that looks. Not bad, not bad. So now we do another corner rectangle. And then all of these I need to make construction. So this whole thing, make it construction. Now I'm going to go off of this. I'm going to make my rectangle, and it is going to be, let's say 30. That goes decently into the actual model by 8. For some reason, it looks just a hair off center. I think it's fine. Now, because I did it this way with this line in the middle, then I can go from here to here, and it will have a rounded section. Ah. There we go. I think that looks perfect. I'm actually very, very happy with how that turned out. So we're going to OK it. And in order to make this, how do I want to say this? Or how do I want to do this? I guess that's the important part. I know. Okay. So I want to select this shape. I'm going to extrude it. I want it to be symmetric, so it will extrude on both sides. And I think 1 is probably enough. 1 looks a little thin. Let's do 2. Really? 3? I think 3 is going to be our winner. So I think that's 1.5 on either side. 4 would be 2 on either side. Shit, I guess 2 is probably our go-to. So let's look at that. So what do you guys think? I think that's pretty much on the money. Let me look. I actually did get, Mickey bars are like kind of, I know it's pretty like generic, but they're one of my favorite desserts at Disney. It's just a classic. And I took a video with them. Let me see the actual bar. I honestly think I've got it. I like to be critical on myself, so I'm probably being overcritical. But I think that's pretty much exactly what I want. So then... Oh, I want to rename this. Hold on. So, this right here, I actually want to make this extrude a remove. So that it'll make a hole. Now, this hole is the exact size, so I need to shrink the part when I finalize it so that it actually fits together. So to do that, then what I will do is I will turn off fresh bar. That's what I called it because it doesn't have a bite out of it. It's like a bar right out of the... Oh. So then this, I extrude this by 4. And there is our stick. I'm going to rename this to stick. And I would like to change this color to like a wood color. Let's see. Perfect. Now get rid of the sketch, open up the bar again, and the bar I would like to be like a chocolate color, so... Oh, that's perfect. just want to make sure. Okay, good. I didn't delete my waffle stuff. So I'm going to go over here to create assembly, and it's going to make a new assembly. And this I'm going to name ice cream bar assembly. Now when I insert stuff from the ice cream bar, the stick is a separate piece, so I can move it around freely. I'm actually hiding it by my reference by accident. So what I want to do is click on this, and I want to do a fastened mate on the middle, and then a fastened mate on the middle there. And there we go. There is our finalized Mickey ice cream bar. I think this looks super cute. I love it. I'm obsessed with this. This looks great. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. Jumping back, I now want to make a version of this that has a bite taken out of it. So it's like three hoops. So I'm going to copy here. Perfect. And I'm going to name this bite. So now I want to get rid of these. So it's just this one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this fillet down to... I'm going to suppress the fillet for a second so that I can edit the sketch. Okay. Now I want to reference with a bite. Okay, so it's kind of like a like that, yeah. And then I want it to be like this, right? Yeah. Across this. No. Oh, that is a good point. I could just copy sketch 1. Yeah, that probably would be a better idea. Let me get rid of this. Oh, get rid of the bite. Is that the bite of 87? Paste sketch entities. I literally just want a copy of this sketch. Is there a duplicate sketch option? Close enough, I guess. I don't think it's gonna be perfect. Okay. So now we have this. Now I can go in and kind of monkey with it. There we go. I think that looks good. I feel like it needs to be more rounded. What are we thinking? Oh, my reference went away. What the? Oh, go away. No, I want spline. There we go. Okay, stop breaking. Maybe I could just... Oh, I got an idea. Now I can move this. Yes, okay. This is getting a little unwieldy. So I think what I want to do is just close this back up. Perfect. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. Okay. Now this... I wish I could trace this and figure out how, like... I literally want to know, like, the length of this line. Length. There we go. 30.859. So if I go to a calculator and I divide that by 4, that that should come out pretty evenly. 30.8 divided by 4, 7.7. That's not bad, honestly. Now the question is, how am I gonna measure that? I don't really know. Keeps wanting to snap. This is very scientific, I think is the word I'm looking for. This is so sketchy. That's way too big. Why does it look so bad? Do I have a reference with the bite? I thought I sent myself one. Oh, wait. I have one in my reference folder. I'm stupid. Hold on. There we go. Do I not have one with a bite? I thought I had one with a bite. Hold on. I drew one up. Didn't I? Yeah, I literally drew one with a bite. What? Did I not send this to myself? I thought that I had that saved. Yeah, I literally have it here. I just never sent it to myself. Whatever. All right, I'm gonna have to do this. Wait, I do. Huh? Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this like live. Oh. So the video that came out at noon, for a second I saw it out of the corner of my eye how many views it had, and I thought it had 3K views. I'm like, there's no way. And this should go to Ice Cream Bar. go. Convertio, my beloved, save me. I think, hold on, I think it's a DXF that this has to be in. Yeah. Okay, DXF. Download that. Okay, cross your fingers, everybody, that this works. And I'm going to actually, yeah, not, what I want to do is, I want you to be open. I want to make a new sketch off of you that has this here, so I could just see it. Now what I want to do is I want to insert DXF. I don't want to leak my ad stuff, so I'm going to transition to a different screen real quick. Just in case it shows my entire browser, like it did when I played Half-Life. Bite. Alright, please work. Ho-ho! There we go! Look at that. Okay. So I want to put a circle around everything and try to get it. It would be really cool if it lined up like exactly, but I don't think it's gonna. Oh my gosh, it lines up like almost exactly. Oh, that is so sick. Okay. I gotta show you guys. There we go. We're so back. Okay. Look. The bite of 87. Oh man, that is so cool. Okay. I don't think I need to clean this one up. Oh, that point definitely needs to be cleaned up. Any other points that stick out? Nah. This one is a little bit wobbly, so I might wanna... Okay. This point still looks a little bit off. Much better, much better. And then you, how do you look? Perfect. Okay, sweet. So, I want to okay that up. And then I want to extrude this. I think I said it was 10. Get rid of all the planes. Oh, I'm so nervous about this next part. No, you can stop preparing the fillet. I'm not going to do it anymore. Ah, that's going to be such a pain. This is the one thing that sucks about like custom drawn geometry is it has such a challenging time doing it. I'm gonna give it a second, but I think that it's going to be like, nah, I can't do that. Yep, just what I thought. So what I need to do here is, oh man. So I think I'm gonna have to select every line individually, which is gonna take a really long time. Because some of these lines are so small. You know what, I might... Hey, if anybody knows of a easier way to do this, feel free to backseat me right now. Okay. There we go. We're halfway through. Before I go and select all these, let's make sure that this actually works. It should work. Wait, what happened? What the? But I'm not... I knew it. This section right here is throwing the whole thing off. But I don't know how to get rid of these faces. Because I don't want the fillet on those, because it's like you took a bite out of it. So, like, it's not going to be rounded in those areas. Okay, I got an idea. This is going to be really hacky, but you know me. Of course, it does the opposite one. Okay, now show this sketch back up. Actually, before I do that, I just want to make sure. What is the issue? Nope, that's not gonna work either. Okay. I have one final idea. I don't know if it's going to work. If you say I can't do that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I patched it on one side. Now I just need to patch it on the other, which looks like it's going to be a more challenging feat. You know what? I'm gonna make these splines. They're probably going to look better. Although they are then probably going to give me shit about the... Ah, just stop. Okay. Now I can actually... Fuck, of course. Ah! Woohoo! Okay, sick. Look at that. Okay, patched. Now what I just need to do is to trace this and I might actually be able to... Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. So that means that sketch 1 is now edited. Now I'm going to go into... Shut up. Really? What is wrong? Why can Onshape not handle splines? Ah. Onshape, please. Please. Onshape, please. Oh, come on. Oh, that's so frustrating. Come on. Good enough. There we go. Now I can just get rid of all this crap. Get rid of this. Now that should throw up an error. I don't really care about that error. And let me get rid of that. Show that. Perfect. So then let me go back to the assembly. It still looks good. So then what I'm going to try to do, although I doubt it is going to work because that's kind of how today has been going, is I'm going to now try and copy the bar as is. Copy here. And this I'm going to call byte, where is rename to byte. Then I'm going to flip it, and I am going to does this not make a... Does this not make its own thing? Does it not connect? Is that why it's flagging an issue? Why is it not? That's so weird. Why is it not? Hello? Okay, now go back to make sure. Okay, it did not ruin the original. So now I will go back to the one that I want to put the byte out of. I will take this. I will take extrude. I will take remove. I will flip it. And I will hit OK. Did my music run out? It is really quiet now. Yep, my music ran out. Haha. All right, so that was the long, laborious task of taking a byte out of this. Now let's get rid of that. Oh, that looks just like how I wanted it to. All right, now I need to do the task of figuring out how I'm going to get a chunk in the middle. Ba ba ba. how do I want to do this? You know what? I think I'm going to leave painting the white part until I actually print this. Because I want to see how easy it is in like Onshape or something like that to, or not Onshape, Orca Slicer to literally just color that section white. But let me go back to here. Go like this. Insert. No, I don't want to do that. I want to insert a part. Yeah, I want to insert the bite one and another stick. Now I would like to fasten you to you. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at how cute they are. Those are adorable. Oh, I love them so much. That's so exciting. Well, that is the Mickey ice cream bar. So these turned out really well. I'm very happy with how these turned out. Okay, so I'm going to check that off my list. Where is my... There's my pen. Ice cream bar is finished. I need to figure out how I'm going to turn that section in the middle white to show the ice cream, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. Next, click here to reconnect. Okay, next up, this is going to be a little lame in terms of like viewing, but I am going to make a drawer for my parent, like a cabinet in my house that my parents want to fix. It's not really that cool, but I wanted to use some techniques that I've seen, and also all of these streams I like to do these to show I'm really struggling, sorry. I like to do these streams as a way to show newbie 3D printing guys how you can even do the mundane. So I forgot, everything in my drawing is in inches, not in millimeters. So I need to go and convert those. So this is 3.5, which is 88.9. Whoa! This is 11, which is 279.4. And it has to be... 6 inches tall, which is 152.4. This looks really thick, but I am going to end up hollowing it out. So in order to hollow it out, the easiest way that I know is you go to the top, you click on the face, you hit offset, just select those pieces, and then you can offset. If you hit enter once, it will then secure that you're doing the offset, and now I can type in how much I want to offset it. I think I want it to be 2 millimeters. Now I select the inside face and I hit extrude remove. And I'm going to leave it at 25 because, yeah, I'll show you in a second. So this is 152.4. Remember that. I want to make a variable. I'm going to call it height. Actually, I'm just going to call it H because I have to retype this. And I'm going to move it up here. I want to name that height, that number that I just said, which was 152.4. So I'm going to do this as 152.4 and enter. Now in this extrude, I should be able to put it as my variable H, and it will just auto update. Good. Now for this extrude, I can say H. I believe I can do this. Can it not do that? Can it not do basic equations? Hold on. Really? It can't do basic math? I don't want a composite variable. Variable. This is way too complicated. That's so sad that it can't do that. It's 150.4. It can't do that math? That's kind of embarrassing. So, as is, this would print... okay. These edges are gonna not want to stick to the build plate. But also, once you put it in, how are you gonna get it out? So, I would like to... Oh my gosh. I can't see. I would like to put a... I'm struggling so much to talk. Oh my gosh. I would like a little lip to be able to use the actual drawer. So I want to see 45. I think 45 might actually be perfect. Extrude that back as a remove. I think that's pretty perfect, actually. Like, that is perfect. It wasn't complicated or cool to show off, but I did want to show off a way that I can, that you can do 3D printing for objects that are more useful. I don't know if I'll make a full video out of this. Maybe I will now because... maybe I will now because I'm, you know, modeling it on stream. But that's the drawer. I'll update and tell you all how it ended up printing. But the reason that I rounded these corners here are because it'll be easier to print. Those sharp 90-degree angles are really tough and they like to rip off the build plate. So that should make it just a little bit more printable and the aesthetics won't change too much. And this is so that you can actually like hold it. And I'm going to print one of these off, and if my family likes those, then I can print off all 8 of them and have those ready to go. So I'm going to start the next project, but I don't think I'm going to get enough time to finish it. Let me get the reference up here. Edit that, edit that. Okay. So, I previously, around last year, I made a door deck for the Disney Dream. Or not Disney Dream, I'm capping. Disney Wish. And this is what it looked like. But I would like to make a an updated one for the Disney Destiny, which is the ship that we were just on. So I am going to try and do that. So the only reason that I made this as a copy of the original... What is this? What is this? Bro, what are you? So here is what it looked like. I think I did a really good job of making it. I'm very proud of it. And it's one of the pieces on my Etsy store right now. This is the drawing. Yeah, this is the drawing. This is how I make the thumbnails that you guys see, is I make a drawing of them and then edit it so it looks better on the thumbnail. But anyway, the only reason that I have this is I want to get the size off of the original. So I'm actually going to call this, this was the Wish, and this is going to be the Destiny, which I definitely will spell right the first time. Destiny. So, here we go. So I think my plan for this is that I'm going to make one rectangle, then another rectangle like around it, and bridge the gap between the two to get that shape that you're seeing kind of around there. So let me just arbitrarily, not that way, I want it as a center rectangle. Kind of like this. And then bridge in between. I think that's what I want to do. So going back to here. Of course, it has to have trouble for some reason. Luckily, I don't have to worry about that though. So from the top up there to... Oh, come on, buddy. Onshape, could you stop shitting the bed for literally 1 second? It would be really awesome. $111. Let's split the difference and call it $112. So I need this to be $112. Now, from you, all the way to you, is 178. I think 178 is probably perfect for me. So I am also going to make this... Oh, but this isn't the final length. Let's just do... You know what? Let me do 170. Okay, so I don't want this to go as sharp down. So let's look at 100. How does that look? That's actually not too bad. Let's do 102. So it's only 10. I think that's perfect. And we want, you know, I'm just going to say this is the whole length. Yeah, I'm just going to say that that's the whole length. So, what did I say that was? Whoop, wrong one. Wish. It is 178. 178. Ah, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. So this is 178. So I think 15 might be perfect. No, I want it up. Ah! Onshape. Ah! Onshape is so sick. So awesome. And sick with it. Perfect. And I'm going to do the same. Ah! Onshape. $15. Now, how much is that? 108 isn't bad, but I feel like it's a little bit too much. So let's knock it down to 98. We'll do it in sets of 10 and see how it looks. Because remember, this whole section right here has to curve down. I want to see something. 25. I want to get rid of that for right now. 25 is not bad, which would mean that I would have to drop this by 20 as well. So that would be 88.78. I think I like that. I think I like that quite a bit. This then can be 20. So I want because that is a significant drop. And then where is the middle? There we go. So then if I drop this to 68 instead, that makes everything look a little bit better. Let me try this at 15 as well, and this at 78. How are we liking that? I think I'm really liking that. I think I'm really liking that. All right. Time to duplicate it. Okay, 15. 15. And then the rest is solved. Now duplicate it again. Boom. 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 Now go over here. U to U is 15. U to U is 15. And then there to there is also 15. I'd say in all, I like it. Let's just squish it a teensy bit because it looks a little tall. Otherwise, I am very happy with the overall shape. So I'm going to drop this by 10 to 102, and I'm going to drop this by 10 to 92. Oh my gosh, that looks great. Let's drop it by only 2, maybe? 90, 100. You know what? Let me leave this at 102. I think that's it. I'm liking that shape. Actually, let me put it so you guys can see it too. I wish my throat wasn't so screwed up. I might have to actually go to the doctor. I think we got it. I think that's the shape. I think that's it. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that quite a bit. Okay. Oh, I need to see how thick I should make this. Get out of there. These are relatively thin. So, chew on my pen. So, where is you? There we go. Only 5? Okay. I'm gonna make it 6 just because I feel like I should. Okay. Oh, wait. That's a very good point. I was just like, oh, I gotta separate it for colors again. I'm getting a printer that can do colors with no purge. Oops. I just realized I also sent, like, I'm showing you guys the I'm showing you guys the red version, but I'm looking at the blue version. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to make an offset. Oh, cancel. I thought I could just offset by clicking. No. Yes, I can offset by just clicking. Okay, so I want to offset for the inner piece. Now, it has a really thick border. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about how I want to make it. So I don't know if you guys can see it in the image that you're looking at. I have it up on my iPad and I'm like zooming in on the areas. But the section over to the left that has that little like part where it juts in and out is actually floating. And so I'm wondering if I don't make all of the inside piece, so all the stuff with the color, I can actually make that as like a separate piece that you like slot in, and basically this would be like an empty frame, and then I'd have to put supports on that section, but I don't like to put supports. But I think actually in this case I don't think there's an easier way to make it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much like the best way to do it. So I'm going to actually offset this by 2.5. Perfect. And I also would like to offset this. This could give me shit. On the other side, also by 2.5. So this is going to be the inner radius, or sorry, the inner piece. And this... Ah. You. Extrude that down by 5. So that basically just made that much thicker. See? Now there is a reason why I did that. It will come to me in a second why I did that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So then this I want to remove. And then this. That's like nothing. Oh, please work, please work, please work. I'm so nervous this is not gonna work, even though I'm using very primitive shapes. That will leave just a hair. Okay, all right, so one side looks good. Now you'll see why I did it this way, if this works. Oh, please work. Onshape, I know you and I have had our differences. Please. Yes! Get those planes out of my way. Oh! Yes! Oh, it looks so good. Oh, it looks perfect. Okay, now let's monkey with this, because nothing says, oh, it worked. Like, let's fuck it up. Okay, so that it has to have one line because it's 3D printed, so it's always going to be like, it won't be perfect. Because I think if I do I think if I do it anymore, let me. Oh, that's gonna suppress the whole thing. Yeah, this is. Yeah, that just looks off. Undoing change. Alrighty, so that is the frame. Now what I want to do is on this face. Wait, what the heck? What's this? What the heck is this face? Oh, it's 6. That's why. That's why. This right here should be 6. Now those line up. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that makes this off now by, I think, 0.25. So like if I extrude this the other way as like a new face. Yep. Shit. That's the only bad part of doing it this way, where it's like, I don't know why I'm thinking so deeply about this. That should make it flush. Boolean. Yep, awesome. So now there's this lip. Yep. Now if I extrude this down by 0.25, does that make it flush? Yep. So that error is just 0.25. Okay. So now I need to take this face and I need to offset it to make that dark. What color would you say that is? Oh, I guess they're technically different colors. There's like a brown, like a silk brown, and then like a silk gold. It's kind of weird, but regardless of what color they are, those will be like one layer thick. So those need to make a new sketch where I do an offset of that whole face, and I want to pull it in 5. How does that look? Perfect. And then this, I think, whoop, hit enter, do an offset of that. Yeah. Perfect. So now you might ask why I'm doing this next step. Trust the process. Offset this by 0.2. Yes. I have to do all of this subtractive rather than additive, and so it makes it a lot tougher to do. It's kind of weird. Really freaky. Actually, never mind. I don't have to do that. Is there a way that I can get rid of what I just did? I don't actually know. Okay. Good. If I get rid of that Boolean, what does that do? Oh, I can do this additive now. Can I just say screw it? Okay, sick. And I want to extrude this by 0.5. Yeah. And I want to extrude the other one. Oh, no. I want that to be 0.8. And then I want the... Oh, God, I wish I could just see that sketch. And then I want this to be by 0.4. Because it's half. Okay? Sweet. Now, on the back end, I need to remove 0.8 from it. So that now it will sit flush. I want to get rid of this part. And I want to open up this sketch. I know. Don't worry about it. Oh. Wait, can I just dimension this line to be however much I want it? Oh, and it'll move up? Okay. Oh. Oh. I think that's probably perfect. Gigi's home from work. She was like, fuck yo stream. And I'm like, no, please don't ruin my stream. No, please. See ya. That was Gigi, everybody. Oh, wait. It's gotta be like here. Yeah, okay. This is like, no, I gotta go with 15. Yeah, because it's gotta be like here, down to here, down to here. So like, what if I did this offset by like 1? And I did this as a construction line. That is much better. I was like so not locked in there for a second. I was geeked. I think that looks pretty damn good. Now what I do want to do is sketch fillet this. Shit, maybe I will have to pull it out more. Why is it, wait, why is it pulling? No. There we go. Force it to do that. Okay, now 20. What if I did 3 instead? Starting to look much better. Although we don't want it to be like huge because it's not like that big. That last change might have. Yeah, let's leave it at that. And then I need to round those. Where's my trusty sketch fillet? Let's do 4 instead. And then do these as well. Oh, man. Oh, that's looking beautiful. Now, part 2 is all screwed up now. Perfect. Now you get that. All right, we're fixed. Sorry, I'm just laughing at a text in the family chat. Okay, please. Yes. Okay. Now you. Does not need to be a lot. Let's say 0.5. Oh, beautiful. I think it goes out. No. I think it looks weird right now, but it will look much better when... I don't know. How does that look instead? No, this looks too far. It needs to be a sharper point. That almost looks like the point that I want. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that is it. That is perfect. It's perfect. Okay. Go into this sketch and now I gotta redo all this shit. So let me take a screen cap of all of that so that I can just mirror it. Trust me, it is way easier to do it this way than it is to try and copy sketch entities. Okay. So I want a line here and here. Well, actually, let's not do that one first. Okay, perfect. And this needs to be 15. So, good. Now I need to go up on both legs. And these need to be 2. 2. And then I need to go off of this point. Off of this point with a construction line that is 0.1. Need to go here to here and here to here, and then on the innermost face. So this and this and this and this. Now I need to make sure that these are defined so that they don't get monkeyed with when I do all my business over here. And then I need to fillet these, this one and this one, by R1. Something looks off. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Actually, I kind of don't. What did I do? I think these come to... Shoot. How do I replicate this? Where did I get this? Well, I don't know where I got it, but I gotta replicate it, so. What is that? 2.124, okay. 2.124. Oh, this looks much better, but I don't know how I did it. Okay. Whoa, what the? Okay. Now I need... Okay. And actually, I'm just gonna open this sketch up and hit these as well. Oh man, my energy just shot straight through the floor. I am so tired all of a sudden. All right. I still think in general it looks a little bit stretched in the x-axis, so I might end up shrinking it a little bit, or what is it, X, Y? Y. I think the Y is a little stretched. It needs to be a little bit squished, which I will do. But then you add part 1, part 2. Let's get rid of part 1 and just focus on part 2. So I think I want this face, edit appearance, edit appearance. Edit appearance to face. I want this to be like that really dark color. This can then be that lighter color. And then this, you guys have it red, so I'll make it red. So that's what this looks like. I kind of nailed it. Do I want to add anything else? Do I want to add that repeating pattern? I think I do. Okay. I want to make sure I get rid of that color because it's going to mess with my thing when I... So... let me see. So it's 70. And it's off by just a hair. So it is not a lot. So let's say 2. Why is it not giving me a guard? There's my guard. Two. And it looks to be a little bit off of this, so could I actually make like a point off of I can. Oh, sick. So you're also going to be like that. If I get rid of this, does it? I don't know if I should have done that. And then what I want to do here is you. Oh, it does go up as well. Like that. And then this distance right here could be a variable. Let me see. Whoop. Ah. You are not in the right spot. You were supposed to be down there. And then I think I'm just going to arbitrarily write lines. Hey, what's up? New chatter. How are you doing? Okay, so it looks to me like there is actually like a middle bar and then the rest of the bars go from there. I'm not actually going to try to make I'm not going to try to make as many points as there are on the thing. Instead, I'm going to, let's say like that, and not mirror, offset this on either side by 0.5. It's going to be really skinny. Let's do it by 1. I just feel like it's going to be too skinny otherwise. But I will have to remember to not make it too far down, because otherwise the printer won't be able to actually make it. Ah! That looks a lot better. I think I'm going to keep that. And then trim here, here, and this one in the middle. Now, basically, I want to decide what's in between. I think I want to offset. And my music's gone again. This should be the last time that I repeat it. Okay, so this I want to offset by 2. And then just so that I can keep track. This one also gets offset by 2. You know what? Why don't I do 2.5 as a way to separate them? That's a perfect idea. And then I can do this. Don't worry, you can do it Onshape. I believe in you. 2.5. Okay. Now I need to draw these. Ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba. 2.5, 2, 2.5, 2. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba. 2.5. Perfect. This is 2. Trim those. So I've got the one in the middle, this one. Oh, I know while I'm in trim mode, I can do this so I... Oh, that's looking great. Yeah. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. This pattern's perfect. $2.5. Two. Here. I say perfect too much. I'm like, oh, perfect. Okay, good there. Ah, clicked the wrong place. You know, the most fun part is going to be replicating this on the other side. And then I think I only want to do like 1 or 2 more because then they're going to be too small for the printer to be able to make. I think already I'm probably batting pretty close to what the printer can handle, but that is okay. $2.5. Yeah, I think this is the last one I want to do because the other one would be like, I could do one more. Good. Okay. Good. And what am I doing? There we go. You know what? Why don't I just cheat this last one? Where's my offset button? There we go. 2. Stop hitting escape. 2. Down here. Oh man, that looks great. Cancel. Did that even... That's not even in. That's how far down it goes. I doubt that that's going to print much of that, but it at least is there. So, okay. So, I guess I could apply it, but it's gonna be a little boring. So just kind of doing the exact same thing on the other side. So it's 2.5, enter, enter, enter. Two, enter, enter, enter. 2.5, enter, enter, enter. 2, enter, enter, enter. 2.5, enter, enter, enter. And I want to trim this up just a tad because it's starting to look a little bit gross and hard to see. And all the 2.5s are the ones that, yep, are the holes. Look at that. Beautiful. Hey, guns out. Good to see you. I haven't been modeling in a while, right? Good to be back to my roots. 2. 2.5. 2. 2. Ah, shit. This one's supposed to be 2.5. I took a 3-week mini-master class. Yeah, mini-masters are tough. I never ended up doing a mini-master just because it never mattered for me. It depends on your major, but engineering is kind of one of those where if any courses or anything, if anybody tells you that they can get you like graduated faster, most of the time in engineering they're lying to you. But oh, also guns out. I think you might be excited to hear this, but as I'm getting towards the tail end of my PhD, I'm in the final year now. I'm now starting to look at like what I'm going to do when I graduate, and I've decided that I'm probably going to. Right now, my current most likely scenario is I might go into teaching. Through, when I tell people in real life, I say because of, hold on, I gotta focus on this for a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this needs to get split in half. But I've been looking at everything with the channel. What I tell people in real life is I've been looking at stuff that I do in my real life. But also through the channel, I've realized that I really enjoy educating. And I think I have a real knack for it. And so I'm taking it a little bit more seriously to apply myself as a professor, possibly. So, in the same ways that I helped you, I think you guys have helped me. But you definitely do get quite a bit of credit for that. Because I will always say this. The calibration video that like has put me on the map in some regards was I only made it basically for you. Because you asked a bunch of questions on stream, and I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll just make a video. And it ended up that people were like really into that video, so fun and fulfilling. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I always told myself that I would hate different parts of teaching, but the more that I get into it, the more that I really enjoy. Like even the grunt work, like the grading, I enjoyed when I first started doing it. I was like, because to me, I looked at the grading as a way to teach just in a different way, you know, but I don't know. Grading is always the most interesting case of a catch-22 in the education system, because it's like you want a way to judge your students not based on the way that they can recall knowledge, but the way that they actually understand it, especially in engineering. But like, if you put a number on it, then people are just going to game the system so they get the highest number. But if you don't give them a number, how can you evaluate whether or not they are doing a good job? It's a great catch-22. Anyway, I've actually thought about teaching myself. Ooh. Well, don't steal all the spots from me. No, I'm kidding. I'd always thought that going into teaching was a bigger university teaching. I want to be very, very, very apparent when I say that. I always thought that university teaching was a bigger trade-off in terms of economic standing, but I have been talking with my advisor and other people, and it's not as big of a hurdle or a big of a trade-off as I had thought. So I'm actually genuinely considering it, because I enjoy it more than doing desk work. I just don't feel like desk work is fulfilling. Not fulfilling. Stimulating. So yeah. Anyway. Thought you'd be interested to hear that, because, like I said, it was because of a mixture of Ace work and Dr. Gamer work, so. Alrighty. Now, when I connect this to this, it should go right through them. Yep, perfect. I actually decided teaching to be a retirement job for me. I plan to graduate, get a better job, taking 1 or 2 classes at a time to get a certificate to teach college-level industrial classes. That's cool. So I had originally had that plan as well, and then I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute, what if I just went right into the teaching? Like, what would that look like? Because I always thought that it's a bigger trade-off, but it's not as big of a trade-off as I thought. And the freedoms that academia gives you are really nice. And I think they're better for me, personally. Yeah, I don't know. I've always been really frustrated with so one of my pet peeves, actually, this is a good thing to bring up. So one of my pet peeves with other influencers is that if they're in specifically the tech sphere is where I've noticed this a lot. People that know a lot tend to get really angry when they're asked questions by people that don't know. And I find it especially fun and stimulating, or not stimulating, I keep saying the wrong word. Enriching maybe is the word that I'm looking for. I find it specifically, it pushes me further as an individual to do better if I'm learning so that I could teach somebody that was in the position when I didn't know something. And that was something that I did to learn better in school even before I had any plans of ever wanting to be a teacher. I've always felt that it is better to learn from the point of view of, well, what if I had to explain this to somebody? And so that's one thing that kind of grinds my gears about some influencers in the tech sphere. I guess I should say anyone in the tech sphere. Yes. And I think knowing how to teach something really comes down to whether or not you could explain it to somebody that doesn't know what's going on. And that level of understanding of a material, I think, is what makes a good engineer, or separates a good engineer from a great engineer, is every day you are dealing with people that have never, ever touched the thing that you are working on, that you've been working on for like your whole life. So to you, it seems like no brainer. Like, oh, this makes so much sense. You'd be stupid if you thought anything less. And I try to separate myself from that idea, the idea of, oh, well, only an idiot would not know this, or something like that, for instance. But there are some people that get very angry, and I make jokes about it on stream, and I call it like the Redditor answer, where people are like, well, only a fool would do this. It's like, we were all fools at one point. It doesn't matter how smart you are. The smartest people weren't born smart, you know? Yeah, I also think the why is really important as well, but I'm talking more on a metaphysical end, not a topic end. Like, my calc teacher in high school, I'll never forget this. He sat us down and he was like, so you might ask why I'm teaching high school calc, and that's because I decided to go into business because I couldn't handle being an engineer. And that line itself is like really funny, but I think really telling for why he was such a good calc teacher, is because he knew what it was like to not know what the hell he was doing. And I think that's what separates bad teachers from good teachers, is good teachers, I don't think it's a prerequisite that you have to have struggled to be good at teaching those that struggle, but it's that's kind of what I'm leaning at, like getting at. I think I screwed this up. Wait, where did I screw this up? Was it right here? Hold up. Okay, so this one needs to be 2 and then 2.5. Good first order situation. Yeah. I think there is a difference between nurturing learning from failure and punishing failure outright. Like, a failure should be not punishing, but like a failure should be a failure. Like, you shouldn't like necessarily find success in a failure, but the failures are ultimately, I think, better teachers than successes are. Wait a minute. I think I'm still screwing this up. 2.5, 2. What's the difference between these two? So that is 2.5. This looks off, but it's not. What the heck did I do wrong? Yeah. Okay, so that one's right. That one's right. That one's right. Let me just skip to the one that I think is wrong. Why is that off? Sorry, I had to answer a text there. I was not locked in. I was failing. You know, I'm just gonna fake it and act as if this is okay, because I don't think that these details are going to be getting off track, talking about failing and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I think there's this healthy middle ground between failures being like doomingly punishing, but or there's a middle ground between like failure being end your life punishing and a slap on the wrist, and that middle ground is, I think, what teaches really good lessons. You know, somebody's gonna clip this and be like, Ace is in favor of hitting your kids or something like that. Get out the chancla. Talking about schooling over here, okay? Talking about the process of education. While I'm trying to model Disney stuff for my Etsy. Please do not take this as law. I'm barely focused on the topic at hand. I think you only truly fail when you give up. But sometimes there is something to be said about giving up. There's something to be said about trying your hardest and losing too. There's a lot to be learned in that. And I also do think there are a lot of instances where you will try really hard and fail at something you really wanted, and the failure will actually give you what you what you needed more than what the success would have given you. I don't know if that exactly makes sense, but I'm trying to field dinner texts from my parents while also doing this. The YouTube stream is a little bit lagged on my replay, and I was freaking out that my model was all messed up, and I was like, how long has it been like that? Twitch has a little less of a buffer. I'm surprised anyone still uses Twitch after what happened. Dude, Twitch, I don't want to shit talk it because I'm streaming on Twitch, but I have multi-stream, and so I figured why not? Because there are some people that prefer watching on Twitch, and I don't want to shit talk anybody that prefers watching on a certain platform. When I say I don't like a certain platform, I'm talking about for me as a viewer and for me as a streamer, and that really has nothing to do with anybody else. But yeah, Twitch is what's the easiest I could say? Twitch is a mixed bag. I think the only thing that Twitch has going for it is the Twitch community itself. Chatters on Twitch have a longer history from what I've heard, and so there's more of this like Twitch, like, I don't know, I say Twitch community, but it really doesn't make much sense to say it that way. I don't know. I've heard from other streamers that there's nothing quite like Twitch chat. I'm not big enough to really comment on any of that because most of the people that come in my Twitch chat are bots. So from that perspective, it's kind of tough to stream on Twitch because I have to just field bots while I'm streaming. But, you know. Looks like he lived a fast life. Oh, man. Yeah, it's owned by Amazon now, so it's interesting. I think as it's the same problem with YouTube, really, but a lot of these sites lost a lot of their magic when it came to streaming because of copyright. Copyright and everything associated with it has really made it hard to be a streamer. I mean, almost every single stream that I do on YouTube screws up They really like they get you for anything. Anytime I play anything other than Minecraft, I pretty much get a copyright strike, and not strike. Sorry, a copyright like notice. I can't even tell you what it is, but it makes it so I think if I was monetized, the money would go to somebody else. I think it's copyright ID. I don't really know, honestly. It's freaking weird, and it sucks, but it's just like whatever. I can't do much about it. So Spider-Man, that was the one that I actually got like a copyright notice for Spider-Man, and I was like, I'm literally just playing the game. Like, why are you giving me so much crap about it? But that's why I had to take off one of the Spider-Man streams, and I had to stop one of the Spider-Man streams and like pull it off my YouTube. And some of my Minecraft streams, some of the game music gets picked up for copyright. I was using this like smooth jazz, and it got picked up for copyright. And Twitch's copyright system seems to be a little bit better, like a little bit more lax on that. But I think that's because they don't do VOD stuff. Whereas because it's a VOD on YouTube, they're much tougher on YouTube streams. I don't really know. It's just, that's the one thing that makes it kind of tough. But I don't know what they do, you know? Like, they got hit with all that. Like, the music industry doesn't screw around. So, like, I can't say, you know, I just think we're kind of out of the golden age of the internet in general. Isn't playing games for people to watch the whole point of Twitch? Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, on Twitch, they're a little bit laxer on copyright on music, because they'll just mute your VOD audio. But then it mutes the whole thing. I have to set it up so then I could, like... You can set it up where it casts a different music to Twitch than it does to YouTube. It's all a huge mess. Like, I don't fully understand all of it. I should sit down and, like, hash it out at some point. But I just don't feel like it. Don't they know? Don't they know? Don't they know? I didn't talk about New Year's resolutions because I didn't really have time. I got really sick. I'm still kind of getting off of the being sick. So, yeah, but one of my New Year's resolutions, or not resolutions, like things that I want to do for the new year, is I'd really like to become YouTube partner, because then I unlock a bunch of perks that I can do. I'd also love to be Twitch partner, because I'd love to do like redeems and stuff like that. In general, I'd love to grow the active stream audience a little bit more, because I'd love to have more engagement with you guys. I genuinely, it's not a numbers thing per se. It's just like, I'd love to be able to do more like interactive bits with everybody on stream. I had an idea to build a version of Kirby's Kirby Bot, but I don't have enough active chatters where I would be able to use it, so it's not a project that's top of my list. I'd really love to move that up on the, in terms of like what to do. All right, let's create assembly. And these into place. So those should be dead on. Now let's look at it from the top. Oh my gosh, that looks so sick. So I need to move this down a little bit, but which it will snap into place. I think I need to take out like 0.5 or something. Oh, that's what I can do. I can go like this. Perfect. Go back to here. I need you. I need to extrude, remove 5. Okay, so now let's go back to the assembly and fasten to mate here to here. No! No, not like that. I want it like this. Hold on. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. I know it'll fit. Just come on. There we go. Oh, it's still doing it? I thought that I extruded... What? I can't remove 0.5? Hold on. Remove 0.5. Wait, what's wrong with this? Get rid of this. Get rid of this. What was going on? Why was it freaking out so hard? I just need to get this so I could get a final look at it, and I'll look at like a picture for a picture. Oh, there we go. Holy shit, that is like dead on perfect. That looks amazing. I think this is my best model yet. That looks like dead on. That is so perfect. I think the only thing is I might make these a little bit longer because these are kind of thin. But like, that's it. That's perfect. And if you're asking why I don't have the numbers in the middle, I add those later because I do these as a custom thing for my Etsy. I want them to be available for people in whatever number or logo they choose to put on the front. So I am so freaking proud of these. And they're going to look even better when I actually print them and you get to see how they look like IRL. What a successful batch of streams or batch of models I made. I know this one isn't that impressive, but this drawer, I made this drawer earlier, and then let me pull up the other thing that I made. All right, as a treat for everybody that was here watching the whole thing, this will be a video later, probably in February. But let's go over what I made first today. So here is the new updated Disney Treasure or Disney Destiny door deck. Mouthful to say there. I'm going to remove the reference now, since we know what it looks like. I think this one is one of the best things I've modeled yet. It looks amazing. I'm so proud of it. I also made this drawer that my parents had asked for. Not too impressive, but it is really cool if you're looking at like functional 3D prints, because a lot of the things that I print are just aesthetic. So this being a functional print is kind of cool, and it didn't take that long, so it was a cool print to do. The last thing that I made, or I guess the first thing that I made, but last in this little thing right here, was the Mickey ice cream bars. Why haven't you started printing it? As soon as I hit stop streaming, I'm going to go down and turn on my printer and start printing. My printers have been on and off because I've been so sick. I haven't been able to actually be printing for January yet. So anyway, here are the Mickey ice cream bars that I'm going to turn into magnets. These are super cute, and I am in love with how they turned out. And then the final thing, as a treat for everybody that has been watching, I made these and took them on my trip. These are little magnets that point to the door that's next to you, and they say, "We're with them" on them. I added the text in Tinkercad because it was easier. These turned out amazingly, and that, like I said, is going to be a video in February because they were on my most recent cruise that I did those, and those were a ton of fun to make, and they looked so cute. This is for if you're with another room, because a lot of people at Disney, multiple people have close rooms next to each other. So there was this was not made on stream, but I just wanted to show it off as a little extra for everybody that stuck around. So I think today was a massive success. I modeled everything I wanted to and finished pretty much everything that I needed to. So that was way more than I thought I was going to get to model today. And I'm super happy with how they turned out. So yeah, that is where I'm going to go into my wrap up for the stream then for today. I'm actually a little bit over, but first off, I want to say thank you all very much for all the support that you've been outpouring for me lately. I have some really cool stuff that I am working on. I'm sorry that it's a little bit slower than I thought. I have been really sick and not feeling well for the latter half of December and this much into January, and I'm hoping that I can kick that and get back to the grind. I have some really big stuff for the channel, both in terms of content and some kind of logistical things. And so far for 2026, I have 3 confirmed sponsor videos and 2 that are in the midst of being worked on. Those are going to be huge, and I'm very excited for those. I'm hoping that the first of those videos will be coming out at the end of January, so I look forward to that. As for other stuff, I have a couple big conventions towards the latter half of the year, and we are going on some other like trips and vacations as an Ace gang that I'm very excited for. And aside from that, so like I'll do some travel vlog videos, which will be new and unique for the channel. I'd also like to do my first full-length gaming videos. I'm a little nervous about how they'll perform, But they are a passion project of mine, and I have been working on the script and the everything else for a big gaming video. And if it does well, I have the next one already in mind. So that would be really cool if they did well. Aside from that, thank you all for the continued support. That is where I am going to end for today. Next week, I will be back. I have been talking with some other fellow channel collaborators, and there is a chance that next week I might have another collab stream, but I have to see how everything goes in terms of scheduling and all of that stuff. So yeah, but I also will be hopefully finishing up Batman Arkham Origins next week as well. So that should be really exciting. So I know a lot of everything I just said is, oh, it'll come, like, it'll be down the line, but the year is still young, so I am hoping that 2026 is going to be a fantastic year for Ace Gamer, as 2025 was, you know? So yeah, well, thank you all very much for watching, and I also forgot to mention, I have a short that came out today. I know I was supposed to post a short tomorrow, but I actually have an extra behind-the-scenes short, and I wanted it to come out before the short that I finished that I was supposed to post yesterday, so I actually bumped it up and posted an extra short for this week. So I hope you guys enjoy that. But if you liked the short that I posted today about the Starbucks barista ornaments, tomorrow I have a behind the scenes on how I made them coming out, and this is another little trial to see if this kind of stuff goes well, because I'd love to do some more like offhanded, very unedited kind of videos, so that should be exciting. All right. Did a lot of yapping there at the end. I apologize for that, but it's just kind of exciting to be back into the swing of streaming. So yeah, with all that being said, that is where I am going to find my end for today. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you in